gonna get his mic.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is 3:30. Please join us for our parade. Antique Autos first.
Okay, here we go. We're starting it up.
Okay, the first one coming down the track here is a Ford Model A pickup truck, built 1929. Ken Zimmerman of New Holland, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Ken. All right, we got this little runabout coming down here. Looks like it's doing a good job of hauling. Good mover yet. This was built by Rich McKee and his students of Washington Township, New Jersey. Horseless carriage built 2011. It's exhibited here by John McKee of Seven Valleys, Pennsylvania. Thanks a lot. Take good care of your load there. Uh-oh. Hang on. Alrighty, here we have a Ford Speedster coming down here. Ford T Speedster, built 1915, Mark and Paula Bullock of Farmingdale, New Jersey. Thank you. And our parade of power with steam engines is beginning. Leading the parade here is a scale model Kaiser. Alright, this is owned by the King family of Cattail and operated by Jimmy Trout. Nice piece of work there. Thanks, Jimmy. Alrighty, we have the the unit here of the Peter Kent and Sons unit from Newport, Rhode Island. Got the upright boiler, and I think it's still on an Ellis number WC frame. Thanks for bringing it. Hey, how did the cooking go the other evening? How did the cooking go? Good, good. Looks like you're still upright. Didn't break your bed, right? All right, next we have here a Kaiser, Fearless Kaiser, built Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. I think we call it a Model Q. Just check those wooden spoke wheels there. Kind of unusual there, but I understand how Model Qs use those. 10 horsepower Model Q. Built 1908, right? 1908? Okay, built in 1908. Thanks for bringing it.
This one right here, if you want to change this.
Next we have a beautifully restored case engine by the Dave Cap family.
Oh, we're about to kick on them.
This engine is 50 horsepower, I believe, built in 1916. And Cap, he's from Walnut Bottom, Pennsylvania.
Love this engine.
And a beautiful engine. Also, make a note here, Kate built more steam engines than anybody else did. Very, very popular engines. Well liked. Kate has a wide range of engines, ranging from small 30 horsepower to a couple of 150s that were built. Thank you for coming. Brake Eclipse, single cylinder. Give it that in that whip. Okay, very good. 8.5 by 10. Thanks for bringing it out. Our brick engines are for Pennsylvania engines. A very popular engine here. Probably the east here you see quite a lot of bricks. Also the brick engines, a lot of them didn't have the heavy plowing gear in like some of those bigger engines did. They were mostly belt power engines. We just didn't plow with steam engines in the east here too much. It was from going from farm to farm, fishing and various other things there. Next we have a 13 horsepower Russell, the balls here, and we got a Tracer in making here. Trainee taken. Thank you, Allison. You're doing a good job. Owned by Andrea Beatecker.
Right there.
Thank you. This Russell built in 1901.
That whistle was
Ken Cunnerman, 2265. This is also owned by the Beatecker family, operated by Andrea Beatecker. Now here's a true steam girl. I understand she bought her first steam engine and when she was 19, just a little after most people were thinking about getting their first car. She made a choice of a steam engine. That was a pretty good choice there. Thank you, Andrea.
I like the top whistle.
Buffalo Springfield roller. Three-wheel roller here, steam roller. This is a 10-ton roller owned by Rough and Tumble. Built 1921. Thank you. Got another little trainer in steam engine trainee there. Glad to see young people taking interest. Another brick engine coming down the track here. This is another single cylinder. 8.5 by 10. Going by Rough and Tumble. Thanks for bringing it. Caterpillar D4. Owned by Kennedy Dubé, right? York, Pennsylvania. Thanks for bringing it.
This is the Shadler.
I believe this is the pullback tractor for the team games last week.
It's the only Shadler here.
Next we have our Rough and Tumble Shizer engine. This is a very, very early engine, built in 1886. We were fortunate to have such a wide range of engines here, rivaling a collection that's almost unheard of anywhere else. Thanks for bringing it. Got another case engine coming down the track here. I believe this is Rough and Tumble's case. 75 horsepower, right? Yep. All right. By the time this gets over, I'll have just about everything memorized. Oh, he owns the big whistle. Okay, all righty. Hey, thanks for bringing it down here. Yeah, pull her hard. Thank you. Baker engine, A.D. Baker, 2390 Baker, built in 1925. It is also Rough and Tumble's engine, operated by Sarah Idris. Sarah was our clever queen last evening. You were our clever queen last evening.
Where's the Avery?
Yep, she looked like she was ready to go to a ball. I think she was having a ball.
Yeah, a lot of steam engines today, a lot more than last time.
Okay, A.B. Parker engine, built in York, Pennsylvania. A.B. Parker was a very popular company building engines for a while. Sawmills, later they got into potato farming machinery, planters, diggers, and so forth. Long old-time company, very popular. You don't see the Parker engines quite as much, even though they were in the Pennsylvania engines. Yeah, owned by Mike Knopf. Thank you. Built 1908.
This one's the biggest one, Avery is.
45 kilowatt horsepower.
Avery's the biggest
Mike
one
Knopf
that they have.
family, Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. Thank you. Here we have a one with here with an upright blower, home built unit.
Nice, they got the home build unit in today.
Elmer Adams, restored 2006. Ivan Zimmerman and owned by somebody behind the strap there. Oh, it is rough and tumble engine, you bet. Thanks for bringing it. Avery. This is an Avery under-mountain engine, double cylinder. This is, more similar to the type of engine setup they would have had on locomotives. Avery was unusual that way. And yeah, this engine's been on the ground for a lot of years. Just more recently restored. Beautiful engine, unusual engine. We're lucky to have it. Thank you. Alright, next one here is an advanced Rumley engine, LaPorte, Indiana. Another very heavy engine here. Even though we have many Rumley gas tractors, there's very few Rumley steam engines here on the ground. I'd like to see one of these here. And it's from the Universal. Used to be Alan Samuelson's engine, right? It's still his? Okay. All right, yeah, they said it's still his. Thank you.
It's the last steam engine.
Another Frankie Clips, a smaller one here. This is owned by the Supers family from Tuckerville, Maryland. 7.5 by 9 bricks, built 1915. Beautifully restored. Thanks for bringing it. Just sounds like a big one. All right, here we have Harlan Wood coming with a WAS 1220. I was talking about that bowler U-type bowler frame earlier. Just notice that U-frame underneath the engine, the transmission, that tied everything together. We had dust-proof compartment there. Thank you, Harlan. See you around. Next we have a WAS model 1220. I'm sorry, 2030. Also owned by Harlan Wood, Middleton, New York.
Oh, it came away.
Looks like she sleeps through anything. That's the Harris 101 Senior Twin Power on factory seal. That's unusual to find a tractor of that age still on seal, but this twin power had to do with two different governor settings, one for belt power and the other for crowbar power. That's the Harris 1220, also a Wallace design tractor yet, driven here by Art Astle, pulling a Massey Harris crane binder. This crane binder is in transport position. As you got her ready here to reap, you undid that thing and gave it a quarter turn. Cranked the bull wheel down and the scraper wheel down there and got everything hooked up and away you went. That's the Harris 102 Junior Twin Power, built 1944, Brian Saplia, Coudersport, Pennsylvania, pulling a Massey Harris horn binder. Looks like they went out in the woods there and made a tongue when this one came up. That's the Harris 22, built 1952, also owned and restored by Brian Saplia of Coudersport, Pennsylvania, pulling a Massey Harris number 3 hay loader, a rope type hay loader. David didn't catch the name from Mooresville, Pennsylvania there. That's the Harris 2-row corn picker, built 1952, Floyd Hooksta of Belton, Maryland. My neighbor Paul Knoll, they had a 2-row Of course, they're like this, and they used to use that to open their fields for harvesting, and then of course they used it to pick corn for the rest of the season too. As you heard, Model 30, built in 1955. Curtis Weaver of Everett, Pennsylvania. Curtis's grandfather, Martin Weaver, M.M. Weaver, started the Massey Ferguson business here in Neola, Pennsylvania, and they're still in operation today. Another Massey Harris 30, built in 1952, owned and restored by Brian Supplee of Powdersport, Pennsylvania. Massey Harris 33, built in 1953, also owned by Brian Supplee of Powdersport, Pennsylvania. Massey Harris 20. Who's the owner's name? You. Okay, good. The driver says he's the owner. I forgot his name. Philip Baldwin. Right, yeah, Philip Baldwin. Good to see you, Philip, there. Massey Harris Tony, built in 1952. Jeffrey Bachman of Moore Township, Pennsylvania. The Massey Harris 20, we sold those in great quantities, and they were out to kind of cover the same market as the Farmall. Massey Ferguson 175, built in 1972, also owned by Curtis Weaver of Pennsylvania, Everett, Pennsylvania. This was a part of the bid rate model of the 3-digit line, the 135, the 150, the 165, the 175, the 180, and then on up through. And here next we've got a Massey Ferguson 1130, owned by, built 1968, owned by Lewis Thumbs Jr. in Hempstead, Maryland. This 1130 carriage has 354 Perkins engine, turbocharged engine, and that became part of the Massey Ferguson company and became a very reliable source of diesel engines.
That was at the quarry. That was at the
1923, powered with a fortune structure, owned by Scott and Stephanie Truman. Thanks for bringing it.
This is a slow dump truck.
Next we have a 1949 Yukon dump truck. As you can hear, the Yukon dump truck is powered by a Jimmy diesel. Model FG Yukon, owned by David Bowen of Denver, Pennsylvania. This truck can still haul a lot of rock. Thanks, Dave.
Supers is dropping out today.
Okay, we have an early hard car coming down the track, model 1227.
That whole car is brand new.
These were later known as the hard car Oil King tractors. They had a single cylinder upright engine. Just check out those unusual cast wheels there. And this tractor here would have been built in 1913, owned by the Gulf Cruise family here in Leola, Pennsylvania. Thank you for bringing it. Next we have the Mobile Junior. Mobile and Titan tractors were built over the same time. The company was split apart at that time. They had to market their tractors under two different names. Mobile Junior. This is a 25 horsepower unit, also owned by the Gulf Cruise family. Marvel A, built 1945, Anthony and Terry Sabota of Rehoboth, Mass. Thanks for bringing it. 1924, owned by Dale Martin and the boys. All right, the next Model D coming here is a special tractor, and I'd like to have the owner tell about it.
1928 Model D John Deere tractor. Fourth generation driver on it now. Purchased by my grandfather in the farm 94 years ago, and now back in the family thanks to the Martin family.
Thank you for that. Beautiful tractor. Glad you could come to our show. Next tractor is an oil pole. You'll notice this is one of the later oil poles with the pressed steel frame there. They were the super powered tractors, and they ran a little faster, put on a lot more horsepower for their size versus what the early tractors did there. Okay, 1928 Model X, 2540. All right, thank you.
John Deere.
Next one here we have a John Deere 830. This was the smallest in the 830 series line. This little 3-cylinder tractor was built Mannheim, Germany, and yeah, it filled a good need there. Brian Diamond. Okay, thank you for bringing it. John Deere Model H here, built 1940. Shown here by Bob Green of Vermont, Maryland. Thank you. 1951 John Deere Model B. Shown by Jason Green of Vermont, Maryland. Thank you. Ford Jubilee. The Jubilee, they were only built 1 year in 1953 to celebrate Ford's 50th anniversary. Ford 861 Diesel, built 1958. Justin Horning of Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Justin. They got the Ford pie weights there on the rear wheels there. Case Olay, built 1948, Glendon Zerman of Linus, Pennsylvania. That's an LP Gas motor tractor. LP Gas made an appearance for some years there, and was kind of faded by the wayside when diesels became better. But they did definitely serve his purpose. Here we have a GP wide trench coming down. Got those full seal on there. It's got the original style muffler there. Original air intake, now air intake. Built 1931 GP wide trench show of Pratt, Pennsylvania. Thank you. Early John Deere C, built 1927. The Brands family, the corn-bore tractor. They were sold these tractors so the guys farmers could plow good and deep and get those corn-bores taken care of. Get the rest. And it roll over good. I believe he's got a Partego here, big shield here. Yeah, that's kind of an unusual feature for them. Thanks for bringing it. Hey, a whole row of engines here too. A 1.5 and a 3 and a 6 horsepower. Old John Deere Model E, also by the Brands family. Next we have the John Deere 1010. This is the Waterloo Boys 2023 Raffle Tractor, 1965 1010 RU. And I'll tell you what, guys and gals, people really do win these tractors. A $5 ticket could get you a tractor. And a number of tickets might make your chances better. John Deere MC, till 1950. Zachary Allen Thomas from Conowingo, Pennsylvania. Thank you. 1941 John Deere Model H, owned by Deacon Harry Clark, exhibited here by Cody High of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Thank you, Cody. Here we have a later John Deere D here, built 1935, also owned by the France family. On rubber there. Thanks for bringing it. John Deere Model A, also owned by the France family. These would have been what we know as a Cyclone Model A, a little more power there. John Deere 820 diesel. This was some serious horsepower here. This was, I believe, also owned by the France family. Thank you. Fancy Harris Combine. As I said earlier, the Fancy Harris Combine created your first combine cruise. They had built 500 of them in 1944 and went across. This is a Model 35 combine built 1962. Zachary Welch of Harrington, Delaware. And then we have a Deutz 6006, I believe. This is the first series diesel, Deutz diesel in Pennsylvania, owned and registered by Stomper Diesel. Stomper Diesel, they were pioneers with the Deutz. The Deutz was a very efficient tractor with an air-cooled engine. Marvel A, built 1941, CG Rib of Bel Air, Pennsylvania. Case 430, owned by Cameron Fry of Inwood, West Virginia.
West Virginia, he came a ways.
Here we have an earlier rounding coming here with the Channel Iron frame. Earlier tractors here, 2040 Model T, owned by Keith Cooling of Palmyra, Pennsylvania, built 1923. And here's Keith himself on a Rumbly 6A, built 1931, owned by Keith. 6-cylinder Walker Shaw engine. This was just before their sellout to all sellers. John Deere PO, built 1935 on style there, John Hurst. Next we have a John Deere, I believe an MC crawler coming down here.
Look at that little John Deere. Yeah, they must
companies that built these small crawler tractors. John Deere MC built 1950. Leroy Stauffer of Burnville, Pennsylvania.
Two big olives.
Okay. Here's Leroy himself. A steel model John Deere B here, built 19. Has a Noble engine in. Leroy Stauffer, Burnville, Pennsylvania. Thank you. John Deere Model B. First 6-speed Model B here. Aaron Stauffer was the original owner of this tractor, and he was a custom farmer. Went from farm to farm to do custom farming, failing and so forth. He was kind of disgusted how slow his speed went, so him and his brother Dan Stauffer got together in the machine shop there, and they took some automotive gears and some shafts, extended some shafts out through the side of the transmission. Built a gearbox on the side there with a second shift lever and created the first 6-speed D. And this tractor was built in 1937, and a few years later they sold this idea to John Deere for $100. Thanks for bringing it. This tractor has a lot of history. Aaron Stauffer, he worked for my great uncle Harvey Burkle in the threshing crew there. Here we have a Tuxie tractor here. Oliver 2150, built 1969. That's Hercules D4800 diesel engine in there, turbocharged. Lots of power in there. Owned by Walt and Ted Wilson of Lewis, Delaware. $9 Lacey. Hey, thanks a lot for bringing that down, Lacey. Okay, Oliver 1750, built 67, Owned by Walt Wilson, driven by Dave Wilson. Thanks for bringing.
These are the garden tractors.
Alrighty, next we have a garden tractor coming here. This is a Poland model H14 built in 1975. Burgess of Oxford, Pennsylvania. Thank you. Another Poland coming down, a G14 built in 1973. Aidan Burgess of Oxford, Pennsylvania. And an International 105 Comp built 1967 by Seth Burgess of Oxford, Pennsylvania. And then we have a Cub Cadet Model 72 by Will Polano of Exton, Pennsylvania. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's the end of our parade unless we have some latecomers showing up. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for enjoying the show. We look forward to having you back October the 7th and 8th for our Fall Harvest Show there. Thanks for coming and have a safe trip home.